In this bulletin, a large Chinese remanufacturer takes its US customers to meet with customs authorities. A uni student builds a small printer which eats stacks of paper. And the world's largest office products shop collects 350 million empty printer cartridges.
From across the planet, Recycling Times keeps you in touch with the latest computer printing news.
Hello, I'm David Gibbons and here is the news. One of the largest cartridge remanufacturers in the world has taken some of its customers to meet with US customs authorities this week. Chinese-based Print-Rite wanted to reassure its customers they have an ironclad guarantee on shipping their cartridges. This means Print-Rite's printer cartridge imports into the US do not infringe Canon's patents, do not contravene the new general exclusion order, will be cleared by customs and will not be subject to any court challenges or prosecution. Print-Rite's customers agreed to travel to Long Beach, California to talk with customs. And I have an exclusive interview with Print-Rite's US-based patent attorney, Steve Adkins. Thanks for joining me on the phone, Steve. The US market is very important to aftermarket suppliers such as Print-Rite, as is evident with the level of due diligence they are undergoing. Are they going the extra mile in this case, and really, was it that necessary?
Well, I think Print-Rite has done a number of things to try to make certain that their customers are taken care of and that the supplies are not disrupted. What Print-Rite has gotten here is it's somewhat unusual. It is a very ironclad, no-risk solution.
So is getting such an ironclad clearance somewhat unique?
To our knowledge, Print-Rite is the only one that has this level of clearance. As long as anyone imports, customs allows, or an importer brings in this no-twist, patented no-twist product that Print-Rite is selling, they will not be subject to a suit against customs or against the importer who's bringing product in. This is an ironclad clearance, and I typically, as a pretty conservative lawyer, don't say ironclad. This is an ironclad clearance that no one has any risk of being sued over if they import the no-twist products from Print-Rite.
This week, Print-Rite has brought many of its customers and channels to Long Beach, California to meet with customs, Steve. Has it secured the support and confidence you expected?
Yes, I believe it has. I met on behalf of Print-Rite. I met with customs officials here in Washington, D.C., and then I went to Long Beach and met with customs officials there, and they wanted to meet with the customers. So we had to put the customers to the inconvenience of coming out to meet with them, and that's what we just finished doing this week. We had several meetings with customers who came in and met with the customs officials.
So Steve, is Print-Rite satisfied the US distributors and sales channels have had their questions answered?
I think they are. They're very happy that their customers are taken care of and that their customers have peace of mind, that they don't have any risk of a disruption. Print-Rite, as you probably know, respects IP rights. They actually have a patent on their design. The U.S. patent system worked the way it was supposed to work. Print-Rite became aware of Canon's patents and decided to work around those and come up with its own solution. And so Canon's patents have motivated Print-Rite to come up with a different technology, an innovative technology that allowed the U.S. Patent Office to grant Print-Rite a patent on its own product. So the system worked the way it should in this respect.
Thanks, Steve Adkins, in the Washington, D.C. offices of the global patent law firm Allen & Overy. Steve Adkins will also be a panelist at the upcoming Preparing for Change conference in Zhuhai, China on October 16. Go to irecyclingtimes.com for more details. And Steve Adkins has agreed to come back to answer more questions about general exclusion orders in the US next week. Someone is always coming up with a better way to make printers work for us. And now an extra light prototype has been made that eats its way through a pile of paper. University engineering student Mugi Yamamoto has developed a compact device that sits on top of a pile of paper. The stack swallows the pages beneath it and forms a new pile of printed pages on top. Yamamoto says he has been able to eliminate the bulky paper tray on printers, but still be able to produce lots of documents, making reloading less of a chore.
You will always use a printer, but you don't really want that huge box on your desk if you don't even have a computer. So this small printer, you can put it in a drawer, and once you want to print, you can even print a large quantity without recharging.
Critics are leaving blogs and comments online, but many say it has a future.
I got many nice emails of people also asking for if I'm available for freelance work, so it's really great.
One of the largest suppliers of printer cartridges for consumers claims to have recycled 350 million of them in just 8 years. According to dailyfinance.com, Staples is the world's largest office supply company and the second largest internet retailer. Through their recycling program, Staples has collected 60 million empty printer cartridges every year for the last 3 years. Put together, that would weigh about the same as an aircraft carrier or 400 statues of Liberty. Staples was the first US retailer to reward customers for recycling ink and toner cartridges, giving them $2 every time they bring back an empty to a Staples store. The increasing demand for and value of empty cartridges in the US is driving one giant remanufacturer to step up their collection program there. China-based 9-Star is launching a new empties collection website to get hold of more empties. And they have also opened a new plant in Los Angeles, California to collect and store the empties for remanufacturing. US law says second-hand products like used printer cartridges can be remade in the US for the US market, but products from outside the USA cannot. And I'll be back with more breaking news in just 15 seconds. And in brief, TechRadar.com News reports there has been a breakthrough in the legal battle between Epson and aftermarket supplier Dynamic Cassette International. Even though the details are confidential, DCI will stop making new compatible Epson cartridges. But Epson says both parties are satisfied with the outcome. Employees of the print industry have voted who they think is the best CEO in the industry. Lexmark's Paul Rook came in at number 4, Toshiba's Norio Sasaki is number 3, and Koso Takahashi from Sharp is number 2. According to Glassdoor.com, HP's Meg Whitman is the print industry's number 1 favourite. Ricoh has started a recovery and refilling operation for used multifunction printer toner bottles in India. Not only is it good for the environment, but it also solves the problem of getting products back to customers and not relying on delayed imports. Lexmark has reportedly paid $72 million in cash to acquire a German multi-language content management provider. Superion AG has developed cloud-based and mobile content management solutions to help workers access important information easily, even when they're away from the office. Epson is using reused factory equipment at its upgraded ink manufacturing plant in Portland, Northwest USA. Epson says the reuse of hardware and robots will increase the efficiency, quality and output of ink cartridges at a minimal cost. And with the latest rounds of awards being handed out to the best printers in the market by BLI, Recycling Times has published a list of print testing labs around the world. You can check out the 4-page lift-out in this month's Recycling Times magazine with the ISC's Alan Westerfield on the front cover. Those were the biggest stories in printer and consumable news this week. See you again next week. I'm David Gibbons.